Hey y'all. Sorry, first of all, that I sound like a frog. I am having some sinus issues that are not going to be going away anytime soon, so if we want videos anytime soon, you'll just have to bear with me. This video is for new people joining the site. It's for people coming back to the site who don't quite remember how everything works. If you notice that things look a little different on the site when you are watching this video, it's because we are actively working on the site right now, so you may see some layout changes and stuff like that, but you should still be able to easily recognize the places and activities that we're talking about. So this video is not about the pets on the site. This is about the activities that you want to get into right away to sort of give you a quick start. It's going to earn you currency and items so that you will be able to do things like create pets and interact with your pets. So this is kind of the first step to that. So this is our main world map page. It's showing the 3 lands that we have currently on Aethria. Each one of these maps has different activities and different things to do that will either earn you currency and items, or that you can do something with the currency and items that you've gained. So we're going to start over here with Aethria. And underneath each individual world map, you're going to find a little NPC, and he's going to have a blurb here that will give you a little bit of information about this particular world. So you may want to head over there and just read what they have to say. And then the activities that you want to do here are hourly activities. So you do want to try and do these, several times a day so that you can gain as many items as possible. So these items are things that you're either going to want to sell at the general store or that you are going to use with your Aethria pets. And that will be covered in another video. This is focused on getting the stuff. We will have other videos on what do you do when you have the stuff. You have to be careful in the orchard because we have this little beehive here, and if you click on the beehive, it's hard to see here because again we are working on the layout, but it says that you have been stung by a bee because you clicked on the bee's nest and you've lost the rest of your orchard turns. If you're really lucky, you can get honey by clicking on the bee's nest, but I was not lucky this time, so instead I lost my turns. The orchard is the only place that has that kind of pitfall to it. Everything else you can just click wherever the little hand pops up, pick up your items, and come back again next hour. So that covers these 3 areas. The general store here, this is where you sell your items off. And the trick with the general store, and as you can see, poor Nigel, he doesn't even have his store right now. He's outstanding in a field. You could say he is outstanding in his field. Hopefully by the time you're watching this video, he will have his store and you won't have to see him outstanding in his field. Anyways. See items that are grayed out, that means you don't have any of those items to sell. The colored items are what you have in your inventory. And you'll notice that there are different prices being listed here. Well, you want to go through and make sure that you get the best price for your produce. It's a supply and demand system, so every hour the prices will change. So as you can see here, 98 to 100 trinkets. Wow, I'm gonna get the maximum price for this item. So I definitely want to sell those off. 82 to 100 trinkets. Because I'm not desperate for trinkets right now, that's a little low for me. I'm going to try to get into the 90 to 100. But if you're just starting out, you're going to want to settle for a bit less in order to build up your trinkets probably. But, I wouldn't go for less than, say, 85 to 100 trinkets. You don't want to waste your potential. So I'm just going to go through, see if there's anything else I could sell for a really high price. 93 to 100, yeah, heck yeah. I'm going to sell off my horde. 93 to 100, yep. And that's good for now. I'm going to click sell items and it will take those items from my inventory and it's going to give me currency in exchange, which is going to show up here. So this is a great way to earn currency when you're first starting out. You know, do as many hourly turns as you can so that you can get as much trinkets as you can selling them. These little items down here, it's worth noting, are useful for other activities. So maybe don't sell them until you know what you're going to use them for, how many you want to keep on hand. The swirling vortex up here, that is an activity that you could do with your ether pets. And I'm not going to actually get into that because that's a bit more advanced than what we want to deal with right now. We're just looking at activities for new people. We're going to move on to Calligra. Calligra has exactly the same hourly system. So we'll just go through one of those here, the jungle. Now, this island has different activities, and so the items that you collect are going to be different. One of the most important items you're going to find are these drops of inkberry juice. These are really important because you're going to use these with your growables. You cannot progress your growables without juice. So it's really important that you do as many gathering turns as you can. These quills are another really important item. You will need those to create tablets. And basically, all of the items that you get here are either going to be used to take care of your growables or to create growables. There's the savanna and the desert. So go through and do your full gathering turns in all of those places. Once you do that, the first step is you're going to want to go to Aethria. You're going to see here what you have in your inventory that's useful for creating these various tablets that she has available. And this is how you're going to get inkling pets, like this little guy here. Inklings are made by burying these magical tablets in the sacred ground and being watered with inkberry juice, and they will then progress through different generations, changing color each generation so that you can sort of steer them toward the colors that you're looking for, and then you can harvest them as pets. So as you can see, these items that you gather in the gathering areas are going to be useful for that. Very handy to show you what you don't have enough of yet. And then once everything is showing as, oh, you've got it all in inventory, you can just click craft and you will get the tablet that is indicated above the recipe. These tablets will rotate, so you want to make sure that you have enough in your inventory that you're not going to run out of them. As long as you have one, you put it in your garden and you keep some of the tablets that are produced from every generation. Again, we're not going to go in depth into this, so we'll have another video for that. But you can keep going and going and going with a single tablet. But sometimes it's still good to have a starter tablet around just in case you accidentally use up all of your tablets that you've grown, or you want to sell some in future when they're rare because they haven't been out for a while. Once you have tablets, you want to take them to the sacred ground. And to the inkling garden is where you're going to grow your inkling pets. And we're not going to go into that in depth. I just want to show you this is where you come to do it. There will be another video on that to show you how. It's very easy to do. It's not difficult. The last land is Chimeros Caldera. Here we have a little bit of a difference because we don't have gathering, we have foraging. So with gathering, whatever you clicked, that's what you picked up, and you had limited turns. Here, you click and you get to choose whether you want to keep that item or not. You can see here it shows how many I have in inventory. Well, it's a good idea to keep several items in inventory because these are items you use to complete quests. So if you're doing a quest, you run out of items, you may not be able to complete your quest on time. So it's good to have these items on hand if possible. But you will need to build up a little supply of currency first before you can really get into foraging, because you need money to be able to pick these up. Except anything that looks like garbage, always pick that up. It never costs you anything. And that's another way that you're going to earn currency, and you're going to earn items as well. So I'm going to want to pick up anything that I have, say, less than 5 of, as a general rule. Over here is a quick link to the other areas, so you could go straight. Oh, we were in the forest. Haha. We go straight to the meadow. The grid for this is going to change soon. Instead of these little dark boxes to click on, the whole thing is going to be a grid. If you're familiar with Camaros, it will be the same as the grids on Camaros, where you can just go click, 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 click quickly over. Because according to user feedback, that's what they prefer. So we are going to change that. You may see it a little bit different if we have made that change in the meantime. And the beach is the last area. And again, these garbage items, generally you want to pick these up, and I will show you why. Now, we don't seem to be lucky enough to encounter any Kim totem stones, but if you encounter something that looks like a little flat rock, you are going to want to pick that up for sure, because that's the most valuable thing that you're going to find when you're foraging, is a Kim totem stone. And I was hoping that we might be lucky enough to stumble across one, but it does not look like it. In any case, this is where you get Kim totem stones from. We need to update our breadcrumbs so that they lead us quickly back to where we want to go. That's not been quite updated yet, but so forest, beach, meadow, that's where you want to go and do your foraging. You can forage anytime. It is not limited. This is Arabasti's recycling, and that's where you want to take your trash to. And he is going to give you currency or items. So this is a really useful activity to do. And he's going to tell you here what you could get as far as items go if you turn in trash. So that's also a really good way for a newbie to earn trinkets. Forage as much as you can, pick up all that garbage, turn it in. If you get enough of a stash of items, you're going to want to come over here and start doing Kai and Tai's quests. It's a simple quest system. They're going to ask you to give them a certain number of items. They're going to show up here in color if you have those items in your inventory. If they're grayed out, it means you don't have them. And all you do is click I have everything. If you have it, it's going to tell you your reward here, either trinkets or an item if you're lucky. And so you can obviously earn quite a bit by doing these quests every day. So that's another way for you to earn trinkets. This is where you're going to want to go to get the pets that are associated with Camaros Caldera. These are the totem stones I was talking about, and we're not going to go in depth into pets here, but just know that these totem stones can be picked up from the foraging grounds, and then this is where you're going to come over and want to use them. And this is where you use the treats that you can also buy from Eric's to get sort of a more deluxe version of those pets. And I will go into that more in other videos. And again, I'm sorry, the layout is not complete at this time, so if it looks a bit of a mess, that is why. So these are kind of the basic things that you want to start doing right away in order to earn currency. Obviously, you're going to want to go through every single one of these links. Just click on them, figure out what each thing does. Check out the Aethria custom demo, which is where you make Aethria pets. Growables recycling is where when you get too many excess tablets, excess grown pets, you can turn them in there. But, you know, you need to get started first before you'll be able to move on to some of the more advanced activities. And that pretty much covers quickly getting started. I will make more videos that will cover more topics. So I will see you soon.